Welcome to Team Call on this beautiful May evening, and it's already the end of May again. This is our last May call, which is bonkers. I always have issues with we sit down once a week and then it's like, bang, it's end of the month again. Like, how did we get here? One day at a time. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking a little bit about Restore. Welcome to Canada. I'm so excited to have that in our back office now. So that came on the 22nd. And I hope it's all being added to your subs because you're getting an extra 200 perks for adding that to your subscription. So tell your people, tell your customers. 200 perks is like almost a free product. So that's really cool. I feel like that's an incredible gift. And you can use it on anything, right? So tonight we are going to start with some Plexus trivia. So I loved the name of this. I laughed a little bit at it. It's where did I leave it? Oh, you think you know your pink. And I thought, oh, some of us have been here for a while. It might be a little bit refreshing to look at some questions and think and see what kind of answers we're going to have. So let's do the chat if you can. And I have a mosquito. Constantly, I've been killing mosquitoes. Let's do the chat or just unmute. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want. And there is 5 questions, and then we have a bonus round, and then we'll see what the answers are because I read through them and I thought they were kind of funny. Okay, question number 1. What are 3 core benefits of the OG pink drink? And no, it's not pretty in pink. That doesn't count. Pop them in the chat if you can. Ooh, Paige is on the ball. Look at her. Oh, look at Barb. There you go. See? See, we're all such OG people. We know all these answers, right? Like we're always like so correct answers are blood sugar balance, reduced cravings, healthy metabolism, right? And the bonus part of it is basically it helps you to not eat the fridge at 9 p.m. and not crash at 3 p.m. And I thought, well, that's a good one-liner that we need, right? Okay, number 2, why is ProBio 5/CA the overachiever of the probiotic world? Your mind went blank. Ooh, good answers. See? Smart people. Okay, we're looking for enzymes, antifungals, yeast targeting, gut support. And the fun note about it is this isn't your average. I bought it at Costco because it said gut health on the label. ProBio 5 kicks candida where the sun don't shine. So lots of good answers. Number 3. Before Plexus became the queen of gut health, what body part did it originally focus on? I saw Sheila starting to answer before I even finished. We're all so smart. Oh, Shelly, that was spot on. What body part, right? The answer is breast health. It was the breast check kit. And yeah, from the boobs to the bowels, we've got you covered. I loved some of these sayings because it's like they're so nonchalant, right? I loved it. Okay, this next one is kind of funny. Why do people cry at convention? And it's not because they're tired and overstimulated. The vibe, the stories. Not enough outlets. Uh, good answers. Really good answers. I love that. Okay, the answer was being debt-free, stable, product-driven leadership investments, aka Eric Worre, and long-term vision. And it creates where we're in it for life, right? So Plexus said, "Oh, this last sentence was kind of funny because this is something that we're going to
So
be talking
please
about
be
tonight."
put on. And
So the last sentence was, "Other companies said we're in it for life, and then bailed when the budget got tight. Plexus said, 'Hold my pink drink.'" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." That's funny. This one was like with a twist of humor. Finish this sentence. This is a bonus round. Life before Plexus was like, fill in the blank. Use humor for what you're. I've got a couple here that are kind of funny. Your brushing my teeth while eating over a dumpster fire. Okay, those are really funny. Here's some. Trying to run on a tank of gas full of maple syrup. A hormonal roller coaster with no seatbelt. Me pretending coffee was a personality. I found this and I thought, well, that's kind of cute. Sometimes we just need a little bit of a refresher on where we're actually from, right? What we're doing and why we're here. And it's fun to go back and see things that we have that others potentially might not have. I need to kill a mosquito because it's eating my feet. But I'm going to hand it over to Sheila, and she's got a couple of things that she's sharing on.
Oh, I need to 1 second here because I thought you were going to talk first. That's
Oh,
okay. Oh, it's totally fine. I'm just I can pick up myself from
that's why I sent you the this is the clarity message, and then I thought, well, didn't I say I was going to end? I think so.
I don't think so.
Well, let's see.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
can
matter.
go. It's fine.
That's why I asked if I was doing number one or number two. And so in my head, since I was doing number two, I was going number two. Like second in place. That's how my brain works.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want me to go first?
no, I definitely can. So we have some really big things happening, and I think Mom's going to talk a little bit about, you're going to talk about Eric Worre, right?
Well, just we can touch on that a little bit of what their focus is on the vision. Yeah.
Yeah, because that plays a role into all of it. The fact that Plexus has always had a one Plexus culture, right? So, and I have never been in a different company. And so I know I very easily take this for granted. Like I very easily think of it as being just normal. But when I talk to other people, like I know I've chatted a lot with Tiara, who's been in previous companies, and she's like, it's not like that in other places. And it's a good reminder for me to be like, okay, so it's really different here. And there's many different ways that we see that. I'm a part of a few different like subscriptions. Yes, I pay for their content because they do a really good job. But these ladies are diamonds in Plexus and they create content for everybody. Or if we're going to look at these challenges that are happening every single month, they are created for everybody. Or last week, Thursday, Mom and I sat down on a call with, and I felt like such a small little fry there. I felt like the tiniest little fry, and I
Oh,
was so honored to be there with so many different diamonds and jewels all coming together because we want to work together. We want to bring unity. We want to um, be one plexus. And plexus has always been one plexus. But what Mom and I talked about a little bit today was that they don't want to just be okay with staying there. In everything they're doing and everything they do, they always look for the next level of excellence. How can we do it even better? How can we level up even more? And that's where I think that we're going now with Eric Worre, with him and his expertise and his what, 38 years in network marketing?
Crazy, hey?
That's insane. That is so much wisdom and so much knowledge. And he is so like watching that convention call. Oh, guys, that was so good. I was shopping, but I put my headphones in and I was like that I got excited because he's talks about how few companies there are that are willing because he has standards that a company has to meet in order for him to be able to partner with them. And those standards are very simply that um, they have to be willing to give as much to the field as they are to give to corporate. Well, Plexus does that already. And so he's really excited to bring his systems to us. That, to me, that's like him's basically saying, Plexus, him saying, okay, gear up because big things are coming. I have no idea what's coming at convention. I know mom knows tidbits, but I know that in the next little while, there are big things coming in our company, big things. And we are going to be focused even more on Udity no matter like what has happened in the last few years. The last few years, um, like so many different leaders have talked about, and we spoke on this on last week when me and mom were on this call with all these jewels. We're doing a book study.
You want me to
I
pull up
haven't read
that
this
picture?
book before.
You want me to pull up that picture? Do you want to go through a little bit of who the upline? I just grabbed a screenshot.
Yes, do it. That's such a good idea.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Some of these ladies are all
we're all
technically
connected.
connected. They're
Sorry,
all connected.
come back.
From who down are they?
Okay, let's grab this.
I
Okay, so I'm
might
going to
still,
quickly look at the picture and then I'll open
I
it.
think I still have it on my
Okay,
desktop.
so Lori, it's Elizabeth Spohn wasn't on.
It's from her down, right?
It's from Elizabeth Spohn down, and then
That's what I thought.
Elizabeth Spohn sponsored Amber. I'm just gonna, there we go.
Oh, I was just going to.
So Elizabeth Spohn sponsored Amber. Can you guys see this? It's visible. And then Amber sponsored Lori. Lori sponsored Kristen. And who else did Lori? This is only one page. And then Kristen sponsored Eva. And Melody is there. Bridget is there. Janelle. And Kristen sponsored Wendy and Brenda. And Kristen has 4 of them, right?
This was
And
after a few ladies had left already.
I think so. And then the rest are um, all emeralds or diamonds or sapphires from those leading diamonds. And it's such an interesting place to be when you have a whole bunch of diamonds all with bigger teams and then bringing those leaders, like it's the leader of leaders, which is what Eric Worre is focused on teaching, right? Is creating leaders within your organization. So I thought that picture was just a little bit interesting how we're all connected.
It felt so good. It felt like exciting. So one of the things that they touched on was that with one, and I love that Amber said this, with momentum, there always comes a season of catch up, basically. Because during momentum, everything is just, you just move forward, right? You don't stop to do personal growth. You don't stop to train leaders. You just giver. And that's kind of what 2020, 2021, that's what kind of what the COVID years were. We had big momentum. Most companies did. People were at home. They had lots of time to pour energy into their businesses. And now we've gone through a few years of catch up, where the people who are serious about this are doing the personal growth. They're showing up. They're training leaders. They're doing all of that. And it's like we're gearing up and getting ready for another level of momentum. And so this season isn't useless at all. And it was so exciting to see all these leaders coming together and saying, you know what, we've all been kind of going through the same thing. We've all been going through this season of catch up in training our leaders and in doing the personal growth because we are committed to this industry. We are committed to Plexus. So now what can we do to work together, to collaborate, to be even more one Plexus than before, to be ready for this momentum that is coming our way? Because it is coming our way. And for those who are not going to be ready for it, they're going to miss out and they're going to really regret it. There's a lot of people that really regretted not being geared up in 2020 and 2021. And so it's going to come again. And we have this amazing community that we get to link arms with and do it together. That's why it's also so key to be at convention because, uh, I think the question should have been, why are people crying because they're not at convention? That's a little bit more spot on because it is a game changer to be in the room. It really is. It really is. I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
A little bit on why did they choose Eric Worre? And there was an interesting conversation among some of the diamonds and the companies that he has previously partnered with. Like you have to understand that he is like a multi-level marketing, network marketing coach worldwide, right? Like he has like 50 some languages in his trainings. He is all over the world traveling to different countries. And so he has massive, massive credibility in his experience and in the 30 some years that he has done this. And so that credibility, and he was apparently already talking about Plexus and how he was seeing things, how they were doing things differently. And so we've all seen certain companies are going affiliate model and things like that. And he is very, very open on long-term investment in networking, building your team. If you haven't heard I haven't listened to the podcast that Keith Callahan did with Donna Price, I think is her name. Excellent podcast on long-term vision, right? And so he is very much invested in coming to Plexus. Lori has a little bit of an extra foot in the door because to get his coaching, to get into his mastermind coaching is 30 some $1,000s a year, I think. And she's in that. And so she was actually in Vegas last week when we had this call and had wanted him to come and join us, but him and his wife had both gotten sick. And so she reiterated what he had been sharing with her. And she said, I'm at this mastermind with people sitting around the table with people that make millions, billions, like extensive, large 7-figure income people in different companies around the world. And she said, not one of them have the culture and the team building and the community and the faith aspect of what Plexus does. And so apparently he's very excited to partner with us in that way. And he says that we have the foundation ready for massive momentum. And I feel like that's just something huge that we can. Another thing that she said is, he said, with these other companies making changes, I'm going to talk a little bit more on that later. We're set to attract a lot of other leaders that are coming from companies that are not working well. It's that integrity piece that just comes around, right? Like it's kind of so we were excited about that. I hope you guys are too. I hope you see and feel the long-term aspect of that, and that there's like this solid backbone of community support behind you guys as well. It's not just us on the screen every week, it's that whole group of support that we have behind us, and tapping into that is going to be the wealth of your growth. All right. We are so excited to have Restore, like I said, in our toolbox. And Trina is going to share a little bit today on aspects of Restore and why is this such a huge piece to us helping people on their health journey. I am super excited about bringing this to several people that have struggled with the pink drink or things like that. I feel like this is like an extra thing in my tool belt to really gain results. So Trina, share what you have for us.
Okay, so I want to take a moment just to share a little bit about Restore. So I've kind of decided to kind of go over, and explain all of the different ingredients, kind of the the powerful punch that it actually does give us. It kind of goes that extra level. We obviously focus already on blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health, but then Restore kind of creates another aspect of another fourth leg, which is that liver support as well. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail with that. So it says that getting back to your body's natural state of homeostasis can feel impossible when you don't know where to start. But Restore empowers you with three carefully crafted proprietary blends, and it breaks them down into three different blends. There's cellular defense, digestive support, and then, of course, appetite control. The first thing on the label is potassium. Then it breaks down into those blends that I just mentioned. So first of all, the appetite control blend. It actually has hibiscus flower powder, yeast hydrolysate, magnolia bark extract, and berberine hydrochloride. The digestive support piece is ginger root powder and peppermint leaf powder. And then the cellular defense blend would be spinach leaf concentrate, spirulina, whole plant powder, and aloe vera interleaf fillet powder. So now I want to dive into the ingredients into each of them and the research that's out there and what these specific ingredients can actually do for our body. So potassium, top of the list. Let's start there. Potassium is known to help cleanse your liver. It lowers systolic blood pressure and cholesterol, which of course supports cardiovascular health, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's move on to the appetite control blend. It starts with the hibiscus flower powder. So now we know this plant is rich in antioxidants, and of course it protects against free radical damage. And it has to do with keeping your cells healthy and functioning. It also lowers blood pressure. It helps improve blood fat levels. And interestingly enough, studies are also out there showing how it supports a healthy liver and its function. There are studies out there suggesting it's effective in weight loss as well. It's also productive against bacterial infections. In fact, one study showed it's effective in inhibiting the activity of E. coli. Next ingredient, yeast hydroxylate. Now, this one is big on modulating the immune response by both lymphatic activities. A few of us have been talking about lymphatic massage and all the things. It stimulates antibody production. It also has antioxidant properties, and this one even has the potential to modulate the gut microbiome. It stimulates the growth of beneficial bacteria while reducing the colonization of pathogens. It also reduces body weight and accumulation of belly fat, but without having any effect on lean muscle mass, which is awesome. We don't want to touch our muscles. We want to keep our muscles. Moving on to magnolia bark. There are more than 200 chemical compounds that are isolated from this. They happen to be anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antioxidants, neuroprotective, meaning they protect those brain cells, and that not only includes Alzheimer protection, but even things like depression or anxiety. And the polyphenols in this magnolia bark have even been shown to improve sleep. Now, berberine. We talked a little bit about this. This is a biggie. Now, one of the main actions of berberine is to activate an enzyme in cells called AMP, which is activated protein kinase. And this plays a key role in metabolism and energy levels. In fact, many studies have shown that significantly improves blood sugars in type 2 diabetics, and it does this by decreasing insulin resistance, increasing it helps to break down sugars in the cells, slows the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut brain. Also increases the quantity of beneficial bacteria in the gut. It's effective as a weight loss supplement. Decreases total cholesterol, decreases LDL, it increases HDL, and it decreases triglycerides. It reduces symptoms of depression. It has potent antioxidant properties, anti-inflammatory properties, and studies out there are even suggesting it's slowing cancer tumor growth. It reduces the growth of harmful microorganisms that would cause infections and reduces fat buildup in the liver. And it's even been studied in heart failure patients, not only improving their symptoms, but reducing the risk of death. All right, now the second biggest category, the digestion support. First thing in, there's the ginger powder. Ginger is all the main active component in ginger root, and it happens to be responsible for a lot of those medicinal purposes. So again, powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties which play into this, reducing oxidative stress. And of course, that plays into cell protection. It's used to treat morning sickness and other types of nausea. It helps with weight loss. It helps with osteoarthritis. It can lower blood sugar. It's also well known for managing indigestion just by moving food through the gut more efficiently. It's effective in menstrual pain. There's been studies where it's been found to significantly reduce cholesterol levels, and there's evidence out there that ginger even plays into reducing the risk of GI cancers, colorectal, pancreatic, and liver cancer. Next one, peppermint leaf powder. Again, this is tied to digestive systems like gas, bloating, and indigestion, but it can also act as a muscle relaxant. And of course, that can work into being a pain reliever. And studies have found it's effective in both menstrual cramps and even headaches. Now we know peppermint is a common flavoring in toothpaste or gum, even mouthwash. It might be because of its antibacterial and antiviral properties, as well as anti-inflammatory properties. It's been shown to alleviate nasal congestion and cold symptoms. It improves energy levels and decreases fatigue. In fact, one study, peppermint oil was found to not only kill but also prevent the growth of common foodborne pathogens like E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella. Peppermint oil also kills several types of bacteria that lead to illnesses, including, oh gosh, Staphylococcus and pneumonia-linked bacteria. Peppermint tea is also commonly used to relax you before bed because naturally caffeine-free. It also happens to be calorie-free, so people will use this because of the sweet flavor as part of their weight control program. Okay, the last blend is the cellular defense. First ingredient is spinach leaf concentrate. And again, evidence is supporting that this spinach is effective in weight loss and does this by delaying fat absorption, which temporarily reduces appetite and cravings. Spinach is also high in insoluble fiber, and fiber, of course, is very beneficial in our health. Spinach also contains several important plant compounds, lutein, which is linked to which is an antioxidant found to decrease risk of cancer and chronic disease. Nitrates, which promote heart health. I can't say this one. Quercetin, which is both a potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, and it's also attributed to eye health. The next one, spirulina. There's lots of good stuff in here. Obviously, first and foremost is considered an excellent source of protein by the amino acid profile found within. Now, the main component of spirulina is called phycocyanin. It's an antioxidant, so of course it fights oxidative stress. It increases the production of nitric oxide, which we know is really good, which we know plays into muscle recovery. It reduces blood pressure levels. It's a very popular alternative treatment for allergic rhinitis. A recent study found it's effective in anemia during pregnancy and even iron deficiency in little kids. It's beneficial in people with type 2 diabetes because it significantly reduces fasting blood sugar levels. And the last thing is aloe vera, inner leaf fillet powder. So aloe vera has more than 75 compounds, including vitamins and minerals and amino acids. Now, this interfillet of the aloe vera leaf is the highest concentration of these compounds, and it's well known for healing properties, right? But it also has antioxidant properties as well as anti-inflammatory properties. And it's been shown to lower triglyceride levels, LDL levels, and it's been shown to increase HDL levels. It's used for treating constipation. It's used in treating acid reflux disease because it decreases that inflammation going on in your esophagus. It's also shown to be effective in IBS symptoms, specifically diarrhea and belly pain. And wouldn't you know, the studies are showing that it's doing this by reducing inflammation. Now, since we've wrapped up on all these ingredients and done kind of a shallow deep dive, did you notice that there's a recurring theme going through here? Heavy on antioxidant properties, heavy on anti-inflammatory properties, blood sugar stability, and gut health. And what do we talk about all the time that are the pillars of health? Plexus has you covered. And so now, how do we dose this product? Whoops. Excellently. How do we dose this product? Well, it comes in a powdered form. So it comes in a bag with a little scoop, but now it comes in a little container and I can hardly wait to get mine. Depending on what you're using it for, what your health goals are, it can be used for, you can use 1 to 2 scoops daily, and you're to mix this scoop of powder in about 12 to 16 ounces of water. Some people like it hot, some people like it cold, some like it warm. You can do it either way. It's got a beautiful reddish pinkish color that comes from the hibiscus. And it's sweetened with a non-GMO stevia leaf extract, and it is flavored from the real fruits, from the oils and the essences and the extracts, and it's a lemon berry flavor. And again, there are no artificial colors or flavors or preservatives or sweeteners, and it is gluten-free. Who all drinks Restore? And what have you noticed so far in your improvements? Me too. Thanks for listening.
There's so much in there. There is so much in there. Like that is something, wow. There was so many things in there that I hadn't caught yet before. I do just for night. I've worked my way up to 2 scoops just for night, and I like it warm. I don't like it cold. But there's been like, and it's what I've really loved, like last year during convention when the ladies did their thing on Restore, you can basically take it any which way you want, right? And it's so easy. What are some different ways that you guys are taking it? Shelly's taking, you're muted, Shelly.
I like it with tonic water, just something bubbly. Like I'll put lemon in it and then just tonic water, or just like the carbonated, you make the bubbly, the thing, but I don't put any flavoring in it. And lots of ice, and it's really good.
Nice. Barb likes it on ice with lemon. Oh, neat. It sounds like I need to try it during the day because I usually just have it for night.
I was curious, depending on your goals, I've heard to have it during the day. When do you have it during the day? If you want to really target weight loss, what are people doing for that? Because I've only taken it at night, and now I'm really kind of stuck on a plateau and I want to bust through, but I want to know, what are your thoughts for that?
I heard Lori talk about taking it right before your largest meal of the day.
Okay. So 2 scoops
I don't
or
know
one?
if she said 2, but I thought 1, right? Barb says 1, 2.
I think if you
It
want to
says
push
to
through,
take-
you go from 1 scoop to 2. So you can take it at night, and then if you want to push through, then you take your second scoop. So you take 1 scoop, let's say, before whatever the largest meal is, and then you can have your second one in the evening.
Okay.
Sorry, Barb, is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
I have noticed the digestion piece too, Esther. That's a really big piece for me. And for me, in perimenopause and not having the womb organ anymore, figuring out where your hormones are is so, so hard. And this has been a massive stabilizer for me. And so that piece is largely linked because it pulls all those antioxidants, pull all the extra stored hormones out of your liver and dispel them, because your liver is literally a trash bucket, right? And so if we think that we have, trash going on in our gut, we do, but the liver is also such a huge area of where to get your body into better balance, because it stores it there and then it keeps shooting it back into your body if you don't get rid of it, right? And so that has been a very big piece for me. And sleep too. Wow. I've heard a lot of people like dreaming, really intense dreaming. Love that. It's definitely something that has been changing things a little bit of how people are sharing Plexus, because I'm hearing more people saying, I'm starting people off with Restore and gut health products. And you know what? There's no wrong way to start people on Plexus, right? Like if you feel like, or if you have someone, and I have a couple of them that I'm going to go back to now, but if you have someone that says, I just can't do the pink drink. I just can't. Like some people just think that they can't. You have a backup now, right? And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about, hey, how about we target that liver? Because there's probably some toxins in your body that are ruminating around, and maybe we can pull those out. And after that's gone and your body has cleansed out some of the junk before, the other piece is also it removes heavy metals. Like, hallelujah. That is a really big deal in today's day and age, right? Like, there's so much going on in our world. And so pulling that out, maybe if they did a couple of months of restore and then added in the pink drink, who knows what they would be feeling, right? Experiencing. Huge product, I believe. All right, I'm going to shift gears and I'm going to close a little bit on a couple of points that we actually touched upon some of these, so I'm just going to keep it brief. But a couple of points that have been really going on in Plexus with what's happening in the world. And a lot of people are concerned. A lot of people are looking at the economy and they're like, what is going on, especially in our country right now? What is happening? Why are things happening the way that they are? And we become concerned. What is going to happen to our country? And so you guys heard Ken Reed is done at the end of the month, and he stayed for a lot longer than what I thought he would. He is officially retiring May 31st. He came when Darla was, do you guys remember Darla, what was her last name? Pauls? Darla something. She was, yeah, I forget her last name. But she came, she was hired officially to actually help Plexus open in Canada because she had previous experience with that. And she was with us for several years, did a really good job. And she plowed through things in Health Canada. She was the one that hired Ken. And we were, Darla Brown, right? You got it. We were, I believe, at convention one year, and there's this guy sitting in the back of the Canadian International meeting, and nobody introduced him, nobody knew him, and it felt kind of awkward. And we all said, like, who is he? Like, because our group was small, and we were like, who is he? Well, it turns out he was Ken, and he was following. They call it shadowing, right? He was job shadowing for a while to decide if that is what he wanted to do, and he stepped in and he took over when Darla left. And at the beginning, we literally thought that things were crazy and they were nuts and nothing was working, but it all did, right? And so every time we have issues that are, pertaining to Canada, I always think back of all the things that we've already been through, and we'll make it through the other things too. And so, the economy is nuts. So what? It's always gone through ups and downs and things and changes. Plexus is solid in Canada, right? And so there's a lot of those things. And so there will be someone that is going to be replacing Ken. And I pray that it'll be a good fit for us and that we can continue growing, and it might be super better. Who knows? Who knows what's all happening? But in light of that all, I feel like the whole topic of network marketing companies changing models, going to affiliate, or literally closing doors. Another plot twist, Shaklee went and bought Modere. It's like, oh, okay. Modere people can now come back to Shaklee. It's just all money, right? And they have investors. Shaklee is an older company. It's been around for a long time. But people in the industry have fear. And they are like, where's my business going? Is this going to happen to me tomorrow, right? And there's families that are invested and they are in it for the long haul. And I really love what Jean and Alec and the top of Plexus have reiterated over and over. And this last week, we did a focus group meeting with Ken again. Jory is now overseeing us until we have someone else. And again, the reiteration of Plexus is solid and they're not going anywhere. Network marketing is their future because it is the best model to build teams, communities, families, and relationships. And if you see all these women doing affiliate marketing, that treadmill never stops. Every month they have to run for their sales over and over, right? And so if you've wondered, is network marketing still in? I think it's gearing up for better than ever. Better than ever. I loved what Eric Worre said. He said, let me tell you, network marketing is not dying, it is detoxing. And I thought, ooh, I can stand behind that. We get that. There's companies that did practices that were not, going to be alive long term, right? And so a lot of companies have built and made decisions on hype based on momentum, right? And they ran with it and they borrowed too much. They promised too big and didn't anchor themselves in, solid core. Like Alec always says, we have money for a rainy day and it hasn't rained yet. They have made themselves solid, right? And affiliate models only, they're just easier to manage. They don't need as much investment because the money is month by month, right? It's not like a long-term vision, right? And not because they're more powerful. Literally, I think it's going to be a season and it'll be, people are going to burn out really fast because it's hard. It's really hard if you don't have that residual piece and you're constantly rebuilding every month, right? And so network marketing is the business of the future, and people are craving freedom, purpose, flexibility, community, all those things of what we stand on. And people don't get that at their 9 to 5. And they're still looking for opportunities. And it's right here. And I love that we have that solid backing of people coming in like Eric Worre. And so the next question is, so why do people quit? Right? Why do people quit? There's a lot of reasons. And honestly, I think quitting is something that crosses every person's mind at certain points in your business. It is very normal. The more we normalize those thoughts and the more we understand that just because I feel like quitting doesn't mean that I will, right? Doesn't mean that I'm just going to bail and run. It's just a feeling because you're struggling or you're experiencing some hard times. And so one of the reasons why people feel like quitting or do quit is because they forget why they started. You have to go back to the reason of what really drew you in, right? And the growth feels too slow. They feel like I've done all this. This is typical in men. I always laugh at when men are like, well, aren't you there already? And it's like, how about you go build the business, honey? Let's see how fast you're going to go. Because women generically do better with relationships than what men do. And our men are wonderful assets, but it's typically more a man mindset, right? And so another reason is they're waiting for, not technically waiting. Yes, they're waiting for belief to happen instead of building it. Belief doesn't happen. You have to choose it and you have to build it. And it happens one action at a time, right? One person at a time. And so if we need some reminders, these are some of mine, because sometimes we just need repetition is the master of success. I say that in my brain all the time, repetition, right? You started this because you saw a bigger life for your family. If you need some reminding, you wanted to feel better, you wanted to help others and to make an impact. I love what Amber said last week on our call. She said, God called me to this business so I could make an impact on other women's families, not just on mine. And I really thought that is just such a solid core of staying in the game, right? And you knew that something had to change and you were brave enough to say yes. And it can be scary, but these are reasons of why we stay, right? And yes, that still matters. That still matters. So again, Plexus is doing it right. We're not flashy. We're not desperate. We are solid. We are debt-free, purpose-driven. I loved this paragraph. That's why I copied it in, because I felt like these are reminders that we need over and over. When we go to sit down and sometimes we feel like, I just don't know who I need to talk to today. It's like, who's on my list? Like, who am I looking for that is coming to build this business with me? Who is that person? Am I looking in the right places? Am I like finding women who are actually out there looking for what I have? Am I actively seeking those people, right? And I sit down and I think I need to remind myself of some core beliefs. These are some of them. And so this is just repetition again. We're investing in leadership development, Eric Worre, right? And we're building long-term legacy. You can will your business to your children. Stick it in your will, right? Like, people have done this. And the company is not just surviving, it's maturing. I love that concept. And so for you, If you're willing to stay planted and grow with it, you will build a future bigger than most people ever even dream of. And I love that promise because you don't put a seed in the ground. We're in seeding season. You don't put a seed in the ground and harvest tomorrow. Sometimes it takes a long time. Think about how long it takes to grow a nice tree. Like I've been wanting to plant some trees, and I said to John, I want those Maydays that I had at the front of my house. Well, they're going to be here and ready in 20 years when I plant them, if I plant them today. Well, I might not be here in 20 years, but the tree will be there, right? You plant something that carries forth your legacy. Okay, so some final words. If you have taken your foot off the gas, it's okay. Just put it back on. There's always a begin again. Always a begin again. And if your belief has felt shaky, I need to read what Shelley says because you're all shaking your head. I use this to bribe my boys. It's in the fine print. Oh, that's funny. It's true though. It's totally true. They are young now, but think of what they're going to take forward and tell their families of what mom did. And Sheila said that the other day. This is all her kids know. Think about what they are going to tell their friends. My mom has always done network marketing. It's just normal. And look what it did for your family, right? Like it's really becoming a solid way of building your family's future. Okay, so if your belief has felt shaky, borrow mine today. Borrow your friends today. Find someone who's going to speak life into you, right? Belief is never unwavering. It's always up and down. And it's always because of our circumstances and what's going on in our lives, and our heads are sometimes so combobulated with all the things that are going on in mom life. Sometimes we sit down and our belief isn't there, and it's like, oh, where do I start today? There's this, there's this, there's that, there's this, right? Everything is cramming into your brain. And then you have to possibly go have a conversation with someone and say, remind me why I'm here today. Just tell me a couple of things. And it's crazy how inspiring that is. It's been throughout all of my Plexus years, I've been in different sidelines, downlines, side sisters, jewel chats. And it's crazy how, like last week, Rosanna was going through something really hard on their farm and they're doing like life changes. And Sheila and Janelle and me just went and just, popped some life into her and said, we got you. Like, this is going to happen. And she was like, okay, I feel like I can do this today. It's gas in your tank when someone else can pour into you, right? And it's why we have this community. So if you're wondering if you can really do this, you absolutely can. 1000%. This model still works, this company still leads, and you still have what it takes. And let's go finish what we started. And yet I feel like there is no finish for me. I'm going to be that great grandma in Plexus that says, Chloe can go build a diamond business. Like it's something that's going to carry on because they are going to be there long term. I think the other piece is to not just earn an income, but to live the life that we wanted. The income can be a tool to get you there, but then you can create the life that you want.
I think that's what I found so impactful about what Amber said. She's like, God sent me this so that we would have the time freedom to make the impact that we've made. Like without the time freedom that they've had, they would not have been able to create that entire farm that they are having. Justin would not be able to do all of the wildlife regeneration, whatever it is that he does all over the US. Like I think she is very modest about what he does and how much time they volunteer and they spend. The fact that they have set up their own community school on their acreage. Like there's so much. And she doesn't even talk about the fact that I'm not sure if they still do, but at one point in time, her and a few other diamonds fully funded an orphanage. Can't remember where.
Oh, Thailand. They have homes. They had the last I heard, they had 7 homes in Thailand of where they rescue
For girls, right?
sex trafficked girls.
Yeah.
And each home needs a mom and a dad, and each home can only have 5 children. And they
Yeah.
can be in there from 3 to 5 years. And so they fund 7 homes, paying the mom and the dad for the home to give these girls structure to put them into the world away from the sex trafficking. It's huge.
There's no country that is higher in sex trafficking than Thailand. It's the
And I
worst
remember,
place in the world, literally. When I hear of men going to Thailand, it completely diminishes my value and opinion of them completely. No. And so they have made a huge impact in areas that I think she's very modest in. And none of that would be possible if it hadn't been for Plexus. And she says, God sent me this so that we could make this impact. And then she stopped and encouraged all of us and said, I want you to remember, like, why did God send you this? Why? Like, dig deep, find that why. Let us move forward from that. And I was like, I needed to hear that.
so often it's not about me, it's about who else is waiting for me. And that's why I've been like, and I don't know about you guys, you can gladly unmute and share a little bit, but I've been really set on, where are these women that I am looking for? Am I looking actively enough? Our convention is get loud, right? And I'm like, I don't think I'm loud. I need to be like, where's those women that were like me when I started? Like I'm in. We need this money. We need to feel better. Life needs to improve. Let's do it, right? And they are out there. They are out there. Every day there is people that are struggling to pay their mortgage, you know? I'm quickly going to end with, after convention, there's going to be a whole bunch of events again. And so we're in the beginnings of talks of doing Canadian events, hoping to do like maybe just a whole line of them all together. Just nailing down locations right now. If you have a location that you're like, hey, I can get at least 30 to 50 people here, talk to me, because I'm going to bring it to the focus group and I'm going to say, we're going there, because that's where we want to hit the pockets of people. And I think the US is doing like 100 events in 100 days again, I think. And they're sending corporate members to our events too. So events is huge on belief building and bringing people together. Medicine Hat or Lethbridge. Yeah, it's been really ruminating in my brain. Like some of these questions were like, I can't brush over them. You have to sit with it, possibly journal a little bit, maybe like have someone else. Like yesterday I said to John, like, seriously, like let's really get real. How are we now? Are we complacent now compared to what we were like 5 years ago? Right? Like being driven is not a bad thing. It means you're bringing in more people that need what you have. And like Keith Callahan says, you're looking for those 5 women who want to come and do this with you. Those are women that are serious. You might be sponsoring 50 in order to find those 5, but those 5 are there. And it always reminds me of, yes, people follow someone with vision and direction. It always reminds me of, if there was 500 rocks buried in your backyard and one of them was a solid gold one, would you dig them all up? You would go looking for the gold one. Or if there was 5 gold ones in there, right? Like you would go looking for that one. Any thoughts that you guys want to add? Okay, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for being here on this beautiful evening. If you have any ideas on locations for events, these are going to be Plexus-led events. So basically it's us getting people together, possibly driving there, and it'll be post-convention. So not sure of, but I just, because of the fact that I do have the seat on the focus group, I'm like, hello, the West is here. let's talk to the West, you know, and that includes Manitoba as well. I just feel like it's very important for us to be able to speak up and say, hey, this is a location of where we can bring people. So if you have anything, then let us know. Thanks for being here, ladies. Have a great night.